Hi, my name is Kate, and I stumbled upon some YouTube videos and TikTok videos that are called BookTube and BookTok, and now I'm pretty obsessed and decided I'm going to give a whirl my own. um, so a little bit about myself. My name is Kate. I used to work at the library, and now I stay home. I've got 3 kids. I've got a high schooler, a middle schooler, and a elementary student. And I read a lot, and I listen to a lot of books. That's my new thing. I'm technically a millennial, but I'm a geriatric millennial, which basically just means that I don't want to be there. The real millennials don't want us there. It's just this weird, catch-all. So I'm not tech savvy. More tech savvy than some people. But as far as a group of millennials goes, I'm going to be pretty low on the list of people you want to call. I read, you may have just saw one of my puppers. Oh, there's a tail. I have a bookshelf behind me and it has no books, but that's because I worked at a library, so I don't own a ton of books. Now, if you look over at this bookshelf there, those are some of my favorites. And then there's a whole shelf and a half of books that I mean to read. I just haven't gotten there yet. And then I have books that I really loved and I keep, and those are in my downstairs bookshelf. And if I read it and I just thought, meh, then it goes in the little free library up the street. So today, I just wanted to talk about a book that I finished just a couple weeks ago and absolutely loved. It is nonfiction. I'm sorry, it is fiction. And it is called Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. This is the US cover. I've actually seen a cuter one that had a periodic table on it. I don't know why we Americans didn't get that. Maybe not enough of us know what the periodic table is. But all that to say, it's a phenomenal book. It is the late 1950s into the early 1960s that the book takes place, and we are following along this main character whose name is Elizabeth, and she is a chemist, which you can only imagine is completely miserable trying to be a female in the scientific community that is all men. So she is constantly put down. She is sexually harassed, and in fact, I would say trigger warning. It's not incredibly graphic, but trigger warning. And she kind of takes this job she doesn't really want to because she has to. She's a single mom, and she hosts a afternoon cooking show just on the local channel, and it's called Supper at 6. And she decides that, okay, well, if this is what I have to do, I'm going to turn it into a chemistry lesson for all these other women who are at home, basically being told that all they can do is be at home. You can't do anything else. So be a wife, be a mother, that's all you have. And actually, probably, I connected with that as I was leaving a job right as I read that book. So I may have gotten a little teary-eyed at the very end, but basically she's a total badass, and not a badass in I wear leather and will beat you up kind of way, but intelligence is my superpower, and I take no bullshit, and I tell you it like it is, and I just found that so wonderful. She's just this character that you just want to follow her around and listen to her little bits of words of wisdom, and then she gets to share all of that on this cooking show, and she really inspires a lot of women. I wish that it were nonfiction. which is probably why I blundered and said that it was. But it is, it's fiction, but it's really wonderful. And I just think that it definitely gave me also a sense of appreciation for, how much times have changed. And while we still have such a long way to go, it's really wonderful to look back and see just how far we've come. And so, gosh, now my brain is like spiraling into all the things going on in the world that still need to be fixed. So let's not do that, because reading for me anyway, is an escape. So I have a tendency to read lighter, I don't want to say light and fluffy, but that is kind of what I'm more naturally drawn to. I'm not always going to pick up a nonfiction and just say to myself, oh yes, this is just thoroughly engrossing. And so I thought that this book, Lessons in Chemistry, was a really beautiful mashup. It's fiction, but rooted in history. And just an incredibly, I want to say likable woman, but she's like more than that. It was just a really wonderful read. And I definitely encourage anyone who's looking for a book to give it a try and get it from your library, because those books are free.